Hello, Witches and all their fans. Yes, I am inside of a car. I have a story to tell you guys, and I have to be loud in order to do it, to fully express everything. So the story I'm going to be sharing with you guys is the order in which I watched Once Upon a Time. Now that might seem weird, like, what do you mean the order? Didn't you watch it in order like everybody else? Like most people did? No, I watched the show completely out of order. Oh my god. So I started off watching the show, like I always knew it was there, but I just like didn't watch it at the time when it first aired. And I started off with the spin-off. When I found out there was going to be a spin-off, I was like, hey, it's a perfect chance, because I was always kind of interested in the show, but I just didn't actually watch it. So I started off with the spin-off, and then when the spin-off ended, I was really sad because it just ended after just one season. So I was like, you know, I'm not ready to let go. And I'm like, if the spin-off was so great, the spin-off became like my new favorite show. So if I love the spin-off this much, like the original show must be so much better, and it's getting more seasons, so I should give the original show a try. But like I didn't have Netflix or anything, so I had no way of watching the show from the beginning. But I also really wanted to watch the original show. So what did I do? I watched the show from where it was, like currently airing. So I started watching it. So once Wonderland aired on Thursdays, I started watching it the Sunday following the series finale of Once Wonderland. And the first scene, okay, well, actually I should back up a little bit. So I started watching because it just happened to be on TV, and it was a Zelena backstory, and I was getting pretty interested into the show, so I was like, okay, I'm going to record this episode. The next day I watched it. The first scene is a funeral. Yeah, so I realized pretty early on, like, this is probably the worst possible time I could have ever started the show. The first episode of the show I see is It's Not Easy Being Green. It's the episode after Neil dies. Of course, I didn't know who died. And throughout the rest of that arc, the only thing I caught on to as to who died was just that it was Rumpel's son. And I thought that he was like a teenager. I thought he was about Henry's age or something. And I'm watching a show. The first episode I was watching of it, which was It's Not Easy Being Green. It's Not Easy Being Green. Why can't I articulate that? The first episode I watched was that one. And I was really confused the whole time watching it. Like, who is everybody? I don't know who's who. Trying to figure out the connection to all these characters. And I didn't know if I was still going to watch it after that, so I waited until the rest of the season ended before I continued watching more of it. So it was like the end of May when I continued watching more of it. I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a chance. So the next episode I saw was the Jolly Roger, and this episode was more simple. Like, not a lot happened, but that's what I needed in order to understand what was going on. It helped. That's the episode actually got me into the show, and I started watching it was a Friday when I watched the episode, and I like binge watched the rest of that season. The Saturday morning I watched the season 3 finale, and like, okay, in the short amount of time that I watched the show, some of the things I caught on to, because I was still totally confused, but I loved the show and I had no idea what's going on. The few things I did catch on to was that Henry has two moms, Emma and Regina, and so I thought they were a couple. And I thought that Hook flirting with Emma was supposed to be funny because she's gay, but oh my god. But I soon realized it wasn't the case, and I did end up shipping Captain Swan like crazy. Well, as of that finale, the season 3 finale, I shipped them like crazy. And when I found out Frozen was coming, I like flipped my shiz. My mom was like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, Elsa's coming! And she's like, what are you talking about? First few episodes of Once Upon a Time I ever saw was an episode with Rose McGowan, who plays young Cora, and I was just like, that's Paige from Charmed! And so then I didn't have any more Once Upon a Time for a while, because it was the hiatus between season 3 and season 4. But I happened to have some money because I just graduated, so I decided to go out to Target and I didn't have a license, so I couldn't like just drive out to Target like whenever, and I didn't have Netflix or anything, so I just decided like I'm gonna buy the DVDs. You know, they can't be that expensive. Why am I messing with my earring here? So I go to Target. Well, my mom drove me to Target, and they didn't have season 1. They only had season 2. What did I do? I bought season 2. I watched season 2. Totally confused. I just spit. Oh gosh. I watched season 2, totally confused about, so many things, like, what, there was a curse? What curse? Why is Emma the same age as her parents? What is happening? I was surprised that Hook was in season 2. I thought that he came along in the Neverland arc. Like, I wasn't watching the show then, but like, I saw previews and stuff, so I was like, oh, Neverland arc, I probably should have watched that show. So when it came to the episode where Manhattan, when we find out that Neil was Bellfire, that moment I was just like, oh my god, Neil was Bellfire, what the what? And so my first instinct was like mind blown, and then right after that I was like, oh, he dies. Crap. I started watching season 2 at the beginning of June, and then it took me 2 weeks to finish it, but that was still June. There was still all this left of hiatus, and I wasn't even able to like get the other seasons until freaking August. Now it's August. It's the freaking weekend before I start school again. I find out that season 3 is on DVD finally. It was the Friday after it came out, so it came out on a Tuesday. And I bought season 1 and season 3. Like usually when I watch a new show, I like limit how many episodes a day. Like if it's a half-hour show, like it'll be like 4 episodes a day. If it's an hour show, I'll limit it's like 3 episodes a day, which is what I kind of did with season 2. But then with season 1, they kept having cliffhanger endings, and like I wanted to know what happens next. And I'm like, it's the day before school starts, and I don't want to do anything else. I just want to keep watching this. So I watched 7 episodes, and for me that was like ridiculously crazy. I think the episode it ended on was Dreamy, which also did have a huge cliffhanger ending. Like Charming got arrested, oh my gosh. But like it was the ending of that disc. It was the last episode, because each disc has like 4 to 5 episodes. 4 to 5 episodes. Why am I not articulating right now? So it ended up that disc. I'm like, okay, that's a good cutoff. I should really do something else now. It took me like 6 days to finish season 1, which was crazy, which was like a record for me. And then, oh my gosh, okay, there's one more story with this. Okay, so season 3 has the story here. Okay, and also obviously watching season 1, I knew who August was because the episode on season 2. And watching season 3, I obviously knew that Rumple wasn't dead, because I saw the ending of season 3. So a couple things were spoiled for me. I got a Pinterest at the time, so I knew that the huntsman was gonna die. I just didn't know he was gonna die so soon. Okay, so I finished season 1 on a Thursday, and then the Friday, the next day, a week after I bought the episodes, I was starting season 3. And so my friend was gonna be coming over the next day, and so it was Friday night. I put in the first disc, which has 5 episodes on it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn off the lights. I'm gonna fall asleep watching Once Upon a Time. That didn't happen. I watched all 5 of those episodes that night. Season 5 was it was just so good. Oh my god. Season 3. Did I say season 5 was so good? Season 3 was so good. Season 3 is my favorite season. I was like instantly hooked. Oh my god. What am I saying? What is going on right now? So the next day my friend was gonna come over, and like she's usually always late. So like I cleaned my room and all that stuff and got the house ready. Just got to clean my room, and she was usually late, so I started watching Once Upon a Time. It was the ending of the 7th episode. It was the 2nd episode I watched that day. It was the 7th episode of the season. So it was near the ending of the episode. Wendy was on screen when my friend finally came, and this has never happened before. I've never been so obsessed with the show that I actually did this, but okay, so she came in. I was like, hi, okay, I'm glad you're here. Okay, we're gonna hang out. Just let me finish this episode. We spent that entire day just watching Once Upon a Time, like nonstop. I couldn't stop watching it, and I'm just like, I know my friend's here, but let's just watch the show. I hope you don't mind. So we got to the first episode of 3B, and I remember when the cliffhanger for season 3A it was a huge cliffhanger, and like I was too impatient to wait through the credits. I was just like, next episode, right now, I need to know what happens. Meanwhile, the fandom had to wait freaking 3 months to find out what happened. I couldn't wait 30 seconds. And then the next day we ate like a whole bag of goldfish watching the episode where Neil dies. From the hiatus between season 3 and season 4, I was all caught up. I had watched every single episode so from season 4 on, I had watched it in order. The reason why I didn't watch the show sooner was because Once Upon a Time just came into my life when I needed it to. It came in my life at the right time. Thank you guys for watching. That was the order in which I watched Once Upon a Time. Yep, it was from partially 3B, well, spin-off 3B, 2, 1, 3. So I watched it totally out of order, and it really messed with how I watched the show. I remember when I was watching season 2. Okay, so one more thing. When I was watching season 2, and Ruby, I'm like, I didn't see her in season 3. I didn't recall seeing her in the finale. I didn't remember seeing her in the finale, so I thought that Ruby died or something, because like, all these characters, I thought all these characters died or something, because like we don't see them anymore. Because when I was watching season 3, I didn't see like any of these people. So I was like, does half the town die or something? Goodbye.